Hi everyone, I'm Pat Prokop and an update with the tropical system Elsa right at the moment. It's about 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning. There you can see on the satellite imagery the core of Elsa is over the northeastern portion of the Gulf of Mexico, right up near Horseshoe Beach and Cedar Key. And it's moving to the north, but it's eventually going to start curving to the northeast throughout the afternoon and evening hours. And it's going to push all this activity up in toward our direction. Now let's take a look at the radar for this region, and there you can see the storm itself is just about ready to move on shore, somewhere between Cedar Key, Shawnee, Horseshoe Beach area of the Florida Peninsula, and just south of Cross City. And bands of heavy rain are continuing to be associated with this system here, as you can see, moving across Florida. Now, if we look at the Doppler effect from the radar out of Tallahassee, Florida, there you can see right in this area here the heaviest winds, but these winds here are a lot less than what they were yesterday when it was over the warm waters further to the south in the Gulf of Mexico. Yesterday, this area here was depicting winds of around 69 knots. This afternoon, or this morning right now, at the moment, it's showing winds of around 50 knots, 48 to 50 knots in this area, but a widespread area of 40 to 50 knot winds. These are not at the surface, probably a little bit aloft, but still very strong winds. Not hurricane force, but definitely these could produce damaging winds. Now, let's take a look at some of the conditions across the rest of the region. First of all, the best way to do that, in my opinion, is go to my website, savannahpath.name, and there you can find a lot of my weather information, my daily updates, and so forth. And also, if you like astronomy, my astronomy page, I have a lot of astronomical stuff as well. I have some telescopes I use. And I have a video page as well, a video channel on YouTube dedicated to my Heavenly Backyard Astronomy, but that's for another day. Right now, we can see the conditions. The National Hurricane Center has this storm moving up in the eastern portions of southeastern Georgia into central South Carolina. Now, the worst portion of a storm of this nature is on the eastern side of the path, and that's where we are right now. And the winds will be drawn in from the Atlantic Ocean into the storm itself, feeding in moisture to the storm and the winds, particularly along the coastal areas. And that's why a tropical storm warning is in effect for the coastal areas of Georgia and South Carolina. Most of the stronger winds will be confined to the coastal regions, but there's going to be some strong winds inland as well. Now, as you scroll through my website going down, there's one of the astronomical pictures right there, the Dumbbell Nebula that I took, but that, again, another day, another story, another day. Going to the radar section here, I have two radars depicted on my page that are constantly updating. The first one is the local radar coming out of the National Weather Service, Charleston. There you can see some light showers and rain moving in from the Atlantic Ocean up into our area. Further to the south, in and around the Darien area, southward into Brunswick, back to Waycross, Okefenokee Swamp. There you can see a tornado watch in effect until 1 o'clock this afternoon. That's most likely going to be extended up to our area throughout the night. And then going further down, you can see the other radar, and I have this one centered on the storm. So I've been changing it. I had it on Key West earlier yesterday. Then I flipped it over to Tampa during the nighttime hours, and I just flipped it over to the Tallahassee radar. There you can see the storm. And if you go on my webpage, if you scroll down in this particular one, you can get to the radio velocity as well and watch the winds and so forth associated with the storm as it moves up. You can do the same thing with the Charleston radar. You can go over there and click on the Doppler portion of it right there, and there it is. And of course, we're not seeing too much right now, just very light winds. But that might change. That definitely will change later this afternoon and tonight. And going back to the website itself, let's go to the hurricane models. You can do that by just scrolling down just a little bit further, and you have the National Weather Service models, and also this page here, Global Computer Models, I put in there. I subscribe to this page, and this is called Tropical Tidbits, and it's very, very good. And if you go to the, in this particular case, I want to go to the mesoscale. I want to go to the high resolution model here. the HRRR. And I'm going to pick down the regions to the southeast. And so you can do the same thing. There is the storm right there. This is the freshest model. This is updated every hour, these models. And the 8 a.m. model is just coming in right now. It's up to 11 hours. We can scroll in that real fast and take a look and see how that storm is expected to move. As you can see, over the course of time, it's showing some very heavy rains across southeastern Georgia, south central Georgia. Basically everything east of US 1, maybe a little bit west of US 1 as well, but basically everything east of US 1 expected to see very heavy rains. Now let's just take the model before that, 11 Zulu or 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Get a little bit more information here as the other model is still running and updating. But there you can see very heavy rains coming into our area. These will be squalls with extreme heavy rains, blinding rains, and potential strong damaging winds. And these are where you're going to see potential isolated tornadoes. So you got to watch out for these. Now this particular time frame here is over here at, let's see, it's at 2 Zulu. 8 o'clock is 0 Zulu, so add 2 hours, 2 to 8, that'd be 10 o'clock tonight. So we're 4 hours different from the Greenwich Mean Time. There you can see the bands. First of all, the first band moving into the Greater Savannah area and over in toward Hinesville, and some in Statesboro a little bit already at 19 Zulu. That is 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then you can see as the system moves northward throughout the evening hours, everybody's going to be seeing some very heavy rains across our area. Then it's going to cross the river into South Carolina. And that's where Hardeeville, Bluffton, Hilton Head area, Beaufort are going to get the heavy rains. And it was just a week ago that you had the rains from Danny. 6 inches of rain between Hardeeville and the Bluffton area, and about 3 inches or more on Hilton Head Island. So, you know, that ground is quite wet and more rain is on the way. Another thing we can look at over here when we go to the my home page, scroll down a little bit, and you can get to the precision forecast data from the National Weather Service. And here's the forecast rain amounts for our area. And I have many of our selected cities. All these little communities here are just in Chatham County. And there you can see about 3 inches total rainfall for the next 3 days, with the bulk of it coming in between 8 p.m. tonight and 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then, you know, scroll down, and then all these counties here are in the southeast Georgia, and then all these counties here are in the South Carolina area of our region. And for example, Hilton Head in the Hardeeville area and Moss Creek, all these areas are expecting to get quite a bit of rain. Hilton Head Island about 2.5 inches, about 3.2 inches in the Hardeeville area. These are the forecasts from the National Weather Service. Beaufort, 2.68. So a lot of rain, 3.5 at 3.6 almost at Hampton. So a lot of rain there. Also, the other factor is the clouds and wind. Not so much the clouds. We know it's going to be cloudy, but it's going to be windy. And these are the forecast wind gusts. And you can see in the area here between basically 8 p.m. tonight and about 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. There are going to be winds gusting over 38 to 39 miles an hour, basically tropical storm force winds in the 40-mile-an-hour range, 41, low 40s possible wind gusts. And they could be even higher in some of the squalls themselves. And that's just the Savannah area. There we see in southeastern Georgia and into the South Carolina area of Hilton Head, Bluffton, Beaufort area. Winds still there in the here's a 45-mile potential wind gust around Rose Hill and Sun City. So that, you know, it's going to be windy as well during this period. So what I want you to do is continue to be vigilant, keep an eye on this storm, hunker down, move all the objects that could be floating around in the wind. These winds will be picking up light objects like chairs, lawn chairs, and all your lawn activity outside, lawn chairs or whatever. You might want to, you know, bring them in right now, or, you know, cover them up somehow so they won't be blown away. Tree limbs, yeah, we could see some tree limb damage. We could see some power outages because of this, because of these strong winds. that will be coming in later on tonight with the Tropical Storm Elsa. Going back to the base reflectivity there, and there you can see the storm itself. So keep an eye on that and stay safe. And thanks for watching. Bye.